What's up guys, my name is Brandon and today we're going to be running a speed test between the brand new Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus and the iPhone XS Max. So these of course are the two biggest, most popular flagship phones on the market right now. They're both extremely quick, but we're going to see which one is faster. So we're not going to waste any time, we're just going to lay out the specs and then get right into the speed test. So starting off with the iPhone XS Max, we have Apple's A12 Bionic chip with 4GB of RAM. We're also running the latest iOS 13 beta, which I found to be more stable and faster than the latest public release, which would be iOS 12.4. And on the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus, we have the Snapdragon 855 chip with 12GB of RAM, so triple the RAM on the Note 10 Plus. And we are of course running Android 9 Pie with the One UI. So we're gonna do this speed test like I've done all the other speed tests on my channel over the past couple years, and we're gonna start it off with a boot up test. All right, so both devices are completely shut down now, so we're gonna go ahead and boot these guys up to see who can boot up faster in 3, 2, 1. We're holding the side button on each, and we have some imaging on the Note 10 Plus first. Let's see if the Note 10 does win. I would definitely expect the Note 10 to win, but we will see. So we're still waiting. We got the Samsung logo now on the Note 10 Plus. Still have that Apple logo on the iPhone XS Max. Of course, that's the only screen we get on the iPhone XS Max. And yes, the Note 10, still waiting on the iPhone XS Max, still waiting. So the Note 10 easily won the boot up test. So now we're gonna go back to the lock screen and see which one can get to the lock screen first using the facial recognition software. So of course in the iPhone XS Max, we have Face ID and then we have facial recognition here with the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus. So it's gonna be tough to show this on camera, but we're gonna go ahead and try it like so. And it looked like the Note 10 Plus got to the home screen first. We're gonna try that again. And that time it looked like the iPhone XS Max, but we did unlock on the Note 10 Plus here, just didn't go to the home screen. So we're gonna try that one last time. And it looked like the Note 10 Plus once again. So it looks like the Note 10 Plus is actually quicker to get to the lock screen using the facial recognition, which is interesting. But of course, Face ID is going to be more secure than the facial recognition used in the Note 10 Plus. But regardless, the Note 10 Plus did get to the home screen first. So now we're gonna go ahead and get into some app launching. And we're gonna start with some games because that's probably where the biggest difference between these two will lie. Now, of course, the Note 10 Plus should be the winner here because it does have the more powerful Adreno 640 GPU, but we do also know how well optimized iOS is and how much they dominate when it comes to opening up games, and especially when it comes to RAM and things like that. iOS usually dominates Samsung and Android when it comes to gaming, but we'll see if it's any different this year. And we're going to start off with PUBG, but first let's go and make sure we have everything closed out. All right, so everything is closed out on both devices, and we're going to start off with PUBG in 3, 2, 1. So tapped at the exact same time. Once again, like usual, we get the animation to be faster on the iPhone than on the Note. The Note, for some reason, the Android in general always has slower animations when opening up these games. So it's looking like the iPhone is going to take it here. Still on the final loading screen, and yes, the iPhone by a good bit. And again, we have the same, they're both updated. There's nothing different happening on either device. And we're still waiting on the Note 10 Plus. So wow, I did not expect this big of a difference here from the iPhone to the Note. And we didn't even have to load an account on the Note, but we had to load an account here on the iPhone. So that's very interesting there. All right, so now we're gonna move on to Extreme Car Driver Simulator in 3, 2, 1. Of course, the animation first, and wow, that was super fast for the iPhone XS Max there. Still waiting. There we go on the Note 10. So the iPhone once again does beat out the Note. Now let's go ahead and do the good old Asphalt 9 in 3, 2, 1. We always tend to test the Asphalt games in these speed tests. It's spanned over the past couple of years. We've done all the Asphalts pretty much. So first loading screen on the iPhone. Looks like the iPhone may take this one as well. No, the Note 10 by a few seconds. Wow, the iPhone fell behind a little bit there. So definitely a win for the Note 10 there when it comes to Asphalt. And now Temple Run 2 in 3, 2, 1. And the animation wasn't really much slower on the Note 10 there. And the Note 10 looks like it's gonna have this one. Yes, the Note 10 once again wins with Temple Run 2 here. So now let's move on to some applications you'd probably be using every day. Starting off with Twitter in 3, 2, 1. And all content and everything first on the Note 10, yes. So that was definitely a win for the Note 10 there when it comes to Twitter. Let's go ahead and do Instagram in 3, 2, 1. Still loading content, and it looks like the iPhone may have won that. The iPhone definitely showed up first, but let me know what you think down in the comment section below. It looked like the iPhone to me. Now let's go into YouTube. And that's gonna be a win for the Note 10 Plus. Going into Reddit. That's gonna be a win for the iPhone XS Max there. Let's go into Amazon. And Amazon loaded up first on the iPhone XS Max, even though we didn't even have an account here on the Note 10 Plus, which was interesting. Now let's go into Twitch. Press at the same time there, and the Note 10 Plus, ooh, that was close though. The iPhone loaded up content looked like faster than the Note 10 Plus, but the Note 10 Plus showed at least the screen of Twitch first. So it looked like the Note 10 Plus won there as well. Let's go to ESPN Fantasy Football. And it looked like the iPhone won there, and we weren't even logged in on the Samsung. So definitely a win there for the iPhone XS Max. And now let's just go ahead and open up the web browser for each. So we have Chrome on the Note and of course Safari on the iPhone. Let's go ahead now. And we had to load up different websites, but it looked like it was about the same there. It looked about even to me. So now let's test out that RAM. So we have 12 gigabytes of RAM here on the Note 10 Plus, which is 3 times as much as the iPhone here, which has 4 gigabytes of RAM. So let's see if that makes a difference in real world usage. So we're gonna open up all the applications we just opened just to see if we have any relaunches on either. So of course, starting with PUBG, and no relaunch for either. It doesn't look like, no. Moving on to the car simulator. Looks like no relaunch for either there as well. Temple Run 2, same situation, no relaunch for either one there. Asphalt 9, and we have a relaunch for the Note 10 Plus and the iPhone XS Max. So relaunch on both for some reason. Going into Twitter, no relaunch for either one there. Instagram, no relaunch there either. Amazon, and it looks like we had a relaunch on the iPhone, but not on the Note 10. Could have had something to do with being logged in on the iPhone, I don't know. Twitch, no relaunch on either there as expected. So it's looking like that massive amount of RAM doesn't make a huge difference, at least not up against the iPhone XS Max and just iOS in general, because we all know Apple is really good at optimizing iOS when it comes to RAM and suspending applications in the background. So you're really not going to be able to tell a big difference in RAM at all between the iPhone and the Note 10 Plus. All right, so now we're going to run an Antutu benchmark test. You can see I've already done it here on the iPhone XS Max, but we're going to start this at the same time just to see which one finishes and which one gets the better score. So 3, 2, 1. Testing right here, and I will be back once this does finish up, and we'll take a look at the GPU, the memory, the CPU, and the UX and see which one scores higher. All right, so the iPhone XS Max did beat out the Note 10 Plus on the Antutu benchmark. It did just beat it time-wise, but we're gonna take a look at these scores once the Note does finish up to see which one scored higher. All right, so we just finished up on the Note 10 Plus, and you can see here the overall score. The iPhone scored a 335,893. The Note scored a 368,025. So definitely a win for the Note there in terms of overall score. You can see the CPU was 112 to 115, the GPU was 147 to 158, the UX was 63 to 77, and then the memory was 12 to 17. So the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus definitely beat out the iPhone in every single category: CPU, GPU, UX, and memory. And that's really not a surprise at all, since the internals of the Note are just far superior to that of the iPhone. So anyways, let's move on now to a Geekbench, and we're gonna run the CPU benchmark test right here. So you can see we did get a little bit of an early start here on the Note 10 Plus, but I will be back once they finish up to see what the Geekbench benchmarks show. All right, so even though we got a late start on the iPhone, it still beat out the Note 10 Plus in terms of finishing the Geekbench. But you can see here the scores 4808 and 11458. So we'll see what this one finishes up with. So you can see the scores there: 3502 for the single core and 10782 for the multi-core score. So higher in both single and multi-core on the iPhone XS Max. So definitely a win there when it comes to the CPU benchmark test. And now we're going to do a quick web browsing test to see which one loads up first. So we're on the same Wi-Fi network, and we're going to go to a couple websites here, starting with ESPN.com in 3, 2, 1. And it's looking like the iPhone, we're still loading. Yes, the iPhone definitely beat out the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus. So now let's move on to TechCrunch. 3, 2, 1. And it looked like the Note 10 Plus actually won there. It loaded up the content first. Actually, we were still loading the ad, but it loaded up the main content first over the iPhone XS Max. So very interesting there. And I guess we'll throw in producthunt.com as well. So 3, 2, 1 on Product Hunt. And the Note 10 Plus definitely beat out the iPhone there, definitely by a good margin there in the web browsing test. So I would give the win there to the Note 10 Plus when it comes to web browsing. So now we're gonna run a Wi-Fi speed test to see if one of these is faster than the other when it comes to Wi-Fi. We are connected to the same network, and we are running the speed test here on the iPhone first. We got a 130 download, and we're gonna get about a 100 upload here as well. Then right after we finish this, we are going to run it on the Note 10 Plus. So there you go, a 130.5 and a 101.3. Now let's test it out on the Note 10 Plus to see if it's any faster on this device. So it's looking like it's gonna be a little bit lower, possibly. So yes, it is a little bit lower here on the Note 10 Plus, a 79.2, and then it's looking like about a 79.3 on the upload. And you can see the latency is also different there as well, 18 versus 22. But of course, when you're actually actually browsing and using this day to day, you're not really going to notice a difference in those speeds. They're both really good speeds. So the win goes to the iPhone, but it's not really that big of a deal. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the speed test. Let me know down in the comment below which device you think won overall, the iPhone XS Max or the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus. I was definitely surprised with the Note 10 Plus when it came to loading up games and also applications. I definitely thought that the iPhone would win in every single game, but I was surprised when the Note 10 Plus beat it out in Asphalt. I was also surprised at how quick the boot up was compared to the iPhone as well. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Let me know if you have an Android or if you have an iPhone. Let me know all your thoughts down there in the comment section below. I know they're gonna be nice and spicy. They always are on speed test comparison videos. But if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Also make sure to subscribe. I will be doing more speed tests here on the channel as well, so stay on the lookout for those. But anyways guys, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.